Hello everyone, Mege here, and welcome to my Highlander gear and customization options video. As I said, I'm going to do more videos like this for all of my heroes, so just wait a little more for the rest. I know my voice sounds a little muffled and sick, it's because I was actually sick this weekend, and so my nose, is still a little stuffed, sadly. And also, I'm actually using for the first time in a video my new headset I got. So let me know what you think of the quality of the microphone, how does it feel compared to the old mic, and give me feedback on that. So let's get to it. Here's my bad boy Highlander, and let's start with the customization options. So, traits. He's male, of course, and pale skin. I always pick pale skin since I'm super pale, so I kind of, play into the characters. So as for the left arm, I'm using Celtic Wave 1, no engraving, and no symbol. As for the ornament, I don't really like any of the Highlander ornaments, sadly. There's a couple which are kind of cool. I don't mind Ornate Crest. I don't mind Ocean Deep too much. And Twin Dragons is the one I was conflicted the most about. It looks cool. I don't really like the brass color though. If this changed color with the material, I would probably have went for this one. So, no ornament. Both shoulders look the same, they have no paint pattern. The Notten Wings engraving, which is unlocked pretty early on, reputation 0, level 19, and no symbol. The same goes for the left shoulder. No paint pattern, Notten Wings engraving, and no symbol. Material is of course black material, there is no other options there for me. And full usage. Chest and back have no paint pattern, no engraving, which I think looks kind of silly on the chest, honestly, and no symbol. I'm keeping them pretty clean. The standards, which is pretty much the cape, I'm using the Rend 1 paint pattern and no symbol. As for colors, these are pretty standard among my ears. I'm using Blading for neutral, Red Dusk for attackers, which gives this red and black look, and Queenly for defenders. Alright, now let's go and see what customization I'm using here. I'm using the Iletha Elm, Iletha, I think. Some of you call it the Shower Cup Elm. I actually like it. This, in ancient times, Italians used to wear something like this. Italians with this Padone. I'm not sure about the name of the actual infantry name or whatever. So yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. So I was very conflicted about the various options for Highlander's chest. So I went for this one. The long cape is cool, and I like the blackish look, and there is this white, white detail for and under the shirt detail always there. I don't mind it too much. I think it works well with the black. I really like the look of this chest and kilt, and I really like the long, the long cape in the back. It was pretty cool, but I don't really like the brown cape on the shoulders. I don't think that looks cool with the rest. And Tetra chests are the cool, frontal look. I don't know. In the end, I went for the Aongus chest. Tetra arms, which have this blackish look near the shoulders. You see? Tetra arms. I also like the gloves. So the blade, there is a lot of options which are pretty cool. So Highlander has a lot of cool blades, but I mostly like a lot of the cool blades are goldish in color. So for example, the Otherworld blade is pretty cool. I don't really like the goldish color though. This one, same. This one is pretty cool too. I don't mind, like the goldish color kind of kills it for me, because I like goldish, but I'm more of a black guy, So I went for the Arash blade, which is pretty dark. I actually went for the full Arash set. As you can see, Arash Hilt. I really like this one. It has got this kind of hypnotic effect if you do this. And Arash Guard. Even though this guard is so cool, man. This is like a dragon with a dragon eye. This is very cool. If this wasn't gold, I would probably went for this one. So I hope in the future they add some more non-goldish look. But Vikings usually have this gold theme with their eye level gear, as if they're like stolen that from, you know, some other civilization or something. Anyway, that's it for the look. Let's go for feats. I'm using fast recovery here. Fast recovery is pretty good, and yet, I mean, body count is kind of meh on Highlander, since despite his huge as sword, he doesn't clear mini waves very well. And rush is kind of there, so fast recovery is very good. For the tier 2 feat, I feel like Winner's Advantage attack boost is too good to pass on. Bear Trap is alright and pretty good as well, but I would always go with this passive. So the third slot I was conflicted. I really wanted to use Fury. Fury is pretty cool, but it really doesn't last long enough. Longbow is alrightish, but second wind I think is just too good to pass on. The health boost, health recovery, coupled with a relatively short cooldown makes it very good. And Spear Storm here is unique to him, so I'm using that. Fire Flask works too, but I feel like Spear Storm is better. It kills more reliably, and it's harder to avoid. Execution, I'm using Intent, that's the name? Intent to Behead? Okay. And No Mercy. I also like Deep Cut, but well, we all have 2 slots. Emotes, I'm using Insult to Injury, this is the base one. And I have the power. Okay, sorry. And I'm using Last Stand here. And it's go time. This is the only emote I bought, but I feel like it's pretty cool. He kind of points. And I feel like he speaks Italian here.
Hey, tu! Hey, tu!
Hey, tu! That sounds Italian. That means AU. It probably says something else though. And for effects I use Smoke everywhere. Pretty much the only hero where I don't use Darkness, but I feel like Smoke fits him. So let's take a look at him on the whole. Alright, now let's check my gear stats choices. So, Helm. For Highlander, I wanted to focus on defense because he supposedly has to trade. Sadly, he doesn't have much HP, so I feel like we need to increase his defense as much as we can so that he can actually trade something. And of course, his attack too, so that the trades are worthwhile, but we're going to talk about that in a moment. So, defense, positive defense, and exhaustion recovery as secondary stat. I'm trying to run a negative debuff resistance here. This mostly comes down to choice, honestly. I really don't like negative exhaustion recovery, except for Conqueror, as I mentioned in the other video. And coupled with the stamina regeneration feat, E and exhaustion recovery on positive, he pretty much stays for no time out of stamina, which I think is pretty cool. So for the chest, we have primary defense stat, and secondary is revenge mode defense, and negative revenge mode duration. This is pretty common among most of my heroes. Negative revenge mode duration, as I mentioned other times, makes it so that your revenge doesn't last as long, but you can maybe pop consecutive revenges. And since Highlander damage from revenge is probably gonna come from his knockdown when he pops revenge and throw a top heavy or whatever at the opponent. Otherwise, he's still easily parried even when he's in revenge. This is one of the few RPs where I don't really use triple positive, because as I said, I want to focus on defense. So primary stat is defense, secondary stat is stamina cost reduction. He really needs that since his mix-up costs so much stamina, and if you've used him, you know what I'm talking about. So stamina regen is on negative, also because the stamina feat kind of compensates for this, so you don't really feel like you're regenerating stamina that slow. So as for the sword, the blade, positive stat, main stat is attack. Then defense, penetration, block damage sadly was very invitating, like I really wanted to throw those huge ship damage heavies, but it's really not worth it to actually lose damage when you actually land an attack. I wanted to makes it so that when you land an attack, it actually fucking hurts, like when you land that sweet top heavy. So for the hilt, we are having again, this is a pretty easy choice. Attack here is always the primary stat for me. And secondary stat, I'm rocking Execution Health Regen pretty much on all of my heroes beside Conqueror. So yeah, primary attack, secondary Execution Health Regen, negative revive speed, since I'm an egoistic bastard. And for the guard, this is a gamble in a way. So primary stat is again attack. Secondary stat, even though I said last video that revenge gain is probably the most important stat in the game, I'm actually rocking a secondary revenge mode attack here. And that's because I really want to hard enemies when I actually get my revenge, which is gonna be in a lot of time. It's gonna be hard to get my revenge here, since revenge gain is a negative. But this is kind of a playstyle I wanted to try with Highlander, and I am enjoying actually dealing a lot of damage when I pop my revenge. I pop my heavies on their head with revenge on. So yeah, that's what I'm choosing. So I hope you enjoyed my Highlander setup video. If you do something different, let me know. I know some of the choices I made are not very popular. Like for example, negative revenge gain is like pure madness to some people, and I can agree to an extent. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know with a comment what you think of it, and I will see you all next video.